Hello, Facebook friends. Well, I am at Hope Nation International Church. This is one of the homeless shelters that giving the homeless folks a chance to come in from the cold. It has been open quite a while now. It's been open every day, and it is as the weather's gotten colder, we've had more people here. I'm going to be talking to Pastor Mike Robinson again. We're going to start off actually talking about some of the sad news that has happened, where a body of a homeless woman was discovered this morning, just near City Hall, just a stone's throw away from St. Louis City Hall. And Mayor Tashara Jones is saying there are shelter beds available, presumably saying there would have been, the mayor says, shelter beds available for her, and she didn't have to sleep outside. Her body was found on a heating vent, and this is a vent that's normally used by the homeless to try to stay warm in these bitter cold times. Pastor, first of all, I just want to get your reaction to the discovery of this body of this homeless woman across from City Hall.
Yeah, first, it hurts our heart to hear this sad news, because this is what we work so hard for during the winter season, and that's to ensure that we don't get these sorts of reports. Our condolences go out to her and her family, because very tragic, very saddened to hear that news this morning. And what it does for me is just gives me more fuel to continue to do what we do, and to make sure that we are able to do even more, so that we can make sure people are safe.
This is something that you had been saying all along that you hoped did not happen,
Right.
And you were saying there needed to be maximum efforts to make sure something like this didn't happen.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of collaborative effort to ensure that things like this don't happen. Not only do we need sheltered beds, but we also need outreach workers that are skilled and trained to be able to go out and do that. And it gets hard sometimes to have skilled, trained outreach workers that can go and really talk and reach those individuals, because sometimes they may not want to come in. Sometimes they are individuals that may say, I'm better off out here. There's a level of convincing and influencing that has to go on there. So skilled outreach workers that have the ability and the rapport to be able to reach them is very important part of that puzzle as well. But the most important part of it is to make sure that when you influence them to come inside, that there is a safe place for them to come.
Yeah, one of the amazing things, did you read the mayor's statement that she put out about the death?
I did not. I
Okay.
haven't read it yet.
The mayor's put out a statement basically saying that the city has an adequate number of beds. But I had a thought, I just wanted to get this across here, is this woman's body was found on a heating grate. Really in front of City Hall on the Clark Street side. Ironically, I just talked to a woman on Friday, St. Valentine's Day. It was on Valentine's Day, and I was just talking to her, and she was saying how that the previous night she had slept on that very same heating grate. And she had survived, obviously. But we were at a protest at the mayor's office. That's when I questioned the mayor's chief of staff about the. That's when let me do this. See if I can do this, guys. That's when I questioned the mayor's chief of staff, Jared Boyd, about the necessity of the warm-up bus. But I talked to this woman who was homeless and said she had slept outside on the heating grate. And so we're seeing that happen a lot. But what's your reaction to the state mayor, Tashara Jones, saying that we have adequate shelter beds for the homeless?
Well, I don't know what the census was on last night overall. I know what we were like here, and I know that there was no space available. So I know that there needs to be an expansion. Surely we could use an expansion, and there could be more space made available to help to ensure that tragic situations like this don't happen. And also, I would challenge and push. Hey, let's do an expansion within the Department of Human Service office for homeless services. Let's expand that to include street outreach. I know that there is funding for that, but let's make that a broader thing, and let's ensure that our city officials that work in that office are able to get out there as well and be in touch with individuals.
And of course, you have been operating this shelter, and you've been doing this with pretty much with donations, right? You aren't getting any help from the city. Is that right?
Yeah, we are totally a donation based. We did receive one grant from House Everyone STL, and we thank them for that. Those funds have been depleted, certainly because of the unexpected snowstorm that we had, December, which caused us to be open almost every day for about 2 weeks. So that was totally unexpected. But yeah, we receive all of our funding and support now through donations from our citizens.
But not help from the city. Are you surprised that the city is not helping you in as much as you are helping homeless people here in the city, which should be part of the city's responsibility, I would think, to help folks like you?
We would want them. We would want and we would welcome the partnership to be able to do so and to be able to partner with them in even greater way. We have some things in place, but we can definitely do things better if we had more funding. There are things that go along with operating a winter emergency shelter. There are things that come up, incidentals that happen, and funding would definitely help us to be able to handle those things and take care of the utilities that are sky high.
You have a lot of needs. Tell me about the needs that you have for in operating this shelter. As you keep people in, you're not kicking people out early in the morning.
Yeah.
But you're letting them stay all day. What kind of expenses? Let me ask this: what kind of expenses are you having? The place, your shelter, mainly full, and you have a lot of folks. Obviously, you have a lot of expenses. Tell me about some of those. What you need in the way of donations?
Yeah. In order to cover some of the costs that we incur, heating, is high. The electricity, because we're 24/7. Food expense, food is extremely high. Those things have to be taken care of. We want to do this thing the right way. We don't want to be slum lords. We want to make sure that it's done. So your donations, your monetary donations, is what we need.
Craig is just asking here, is it possible to prepare food and drop it off to help
absolutely.
You guys?
That does help, especially because we're short-staffed. So being able to pop a meal inside of the oven that's been pre-made and frozen for us, that goes a long way, and that helps out a lot. Casseroles and one-dish items that we can cook and make hot, nutritious meals, that goes a long way.
I want to give just a quick shout out to some of the people on the front lines here in fighting this battle. We see Pastor Mike Robertson here at Hope Nation International Church, who's been here day after day. But I want to give a shout out to some more people who are out there on the front line. Andre Cole of Urban City Services. He operates that bus. They bought a school bus to serve as a warm-up bus for the homeless when the city would not supply a bus, right? And so they felt it was so important that they went and they bought a school, I think it was a 1996 school bus, Andre did, and they have been fielding that every night as a warm-up bus, and they have been out there when the city did not have. City is a Johnny come lately, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. I'm being nice tonight, but the city is a Johnny come lately to this whole thing. And Andre Cole has been out there with Urban City Services doing this job of getting that bus out there, helping the homeless stay warm. His bus has been out there for a couple of hours a night, and they get people to the shelters. It's more than just a bus. They get people to shelters from that location, and they do that night after night. And they've been doing that, and they've been doing the job the city should have been doing and had not been doing until last night. Audra Humans, I want to give her a shout out also, St. Louis Winter Outreach. She is another person who has been just working overtime with shelters. They've been going out and looking for people who are homeless out on the street and getting them help. And they have just been invaluable in making sure the homeless get a place to go, a shelter to go to, or if they are in need of coats or blankets or whatever they need. You see Audra out there all the time. Shout out to you, Audra, as well. And she has just been doing a yeoman's job. And I've got to mention my friend Mike Avery. He is another one. Mike has just been tireless. And he has, whenever there's a need, he is out there doing the job. All these people have been doing the job that the city has not been doing. They have been picking up the slack that has been left by an city administration that does not seem to be doing what it should be doing. I want to talk to you very briefly, Pastor. Before I get going and get carried away, I want you to tell people how can they donate to Hope Nation International.
They can go.
Go ahead.
You can go to, and I just typed it into the comments earlier. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for acknowledging those others that are out there working very, very hard. And we all collaborate and work together. And I appreciate each and every one of those names that you called. I have personally benefited from the help that they have been able to provide. You can reach us, www.cityhopestl.org, cityhopestl.org, or Cash App, $CityHopeSTL, Givelify, City Hope St. Louis, or Hope Nation International Church. You can do that, or you can give us a call. That phone number is 314-614-9843.
And just briefly go through the top things that you need. Starting with money, right?
Yes, money.
You were just saying you had a pretty big donation, right?
Yeah, we had a great donation that came right in time as we're trying to meet some of the expenses and pay these utilities down so that they'll stay on for the rest of the winter. And a great donation came, a person that actually watched the live, one of your lives. He sent a nice donation in through PayPal. You can get that PayPal link through our website. Just click on the three dots at the top of the website. It'll take you to our donate page, and you can find all of those links that I mentioned right there on the donate page.
And that's good, and that's basically why I do these for a lot of reasons. One, telling the news, but mainly, but in large part, to get donations in to help keep shelters like this operating. And so people will often see what we're trying to do and what I'm saying, and the need that's there. That'll let them know, one, there's a need, and so you'll have people calling and phoning in donations like this gentleman did, and a donation that came right on time. So yeah, let's go through that list of things that you need.
Yeah, needs, funds. Absolutely, we need them. Also, we need we need food items, food as well. Also, here's another need that people may look over. We have showers here at our shelter, and individuals need underwear. Male and females we have here. So male and female need underwear to put on after they take a hot shower. They can put something clean on. That's a big thing as well. We just received an amazing donation of winter accessory items. We're good. Maybe some gloves, some winter gloves that really will help to insulate individuals. That would be good as well.
One of the things I want to talk about, and like I said, this is Hope Nation International Church, and we've told you how you can donate, and I've got that information on my Facebook page as well. So one of the final things that I wanted to talk about was the city of St. Louis. We have been pressing the city and Mayor Cruzen to put out a warm-up bus probably for 2 months. In every interview I've done, I've asked people, what do you think about the bus? What do you think about the bus? They finally put out the warm-up bus last night. It's also out there tonight. But there's a hitch with this administration. The bus is only out there for 2 hours. And that is certainly not good enough. I mean, we have it, the temperatures are like in single digits during the day. We're getting below zero, and they're only putting the warm-up bus out there for 2 hours, and that's just not good enough. Obviously, in my mind, it's not good enough. Let me ask the pastor what he thinks. He's a neutral.
Sure,
party.
Neutral party. I definitely would. First, we're grateful that the bus is out. That was such great news. When we got the news yesterday, it was electrifying moment here at the shelter. We were glad about
I was
that.
Glad.
Yes,
yeah.
you were. And so we are happy about that. But we know that let's put a little bit more strategy and thought into it, maybe come together with some of the homeless service providers and advocates to find out, hey, what's a good time that we should put the bus out? Whenever you're giving, and I teach this in other in places all over, whenever you're serving and you're giving, you always want to ask, how can I serve you, and not just simply impose upon people what you believe that they are in need of. Ask the questions so that you can get the proper response and you can serve effectively and efficiently.
Well, one, because the city bus is operating at the city bus, and I've been the main one pushing for this warm-up bus.
Yeah.
It has been one of the things, as you know, I've been talking about for at least 2 months, and I've been asking everybody about that, politicians, homeless advocates. So I think I've been probably the main one pushing for this bus. Obviously, I'm glad to see it, but I'm also one who recognizes reality of situations. The city put its bus out at the same time that the school bus is out, that the other bus was there, put out by Andre Cole, the Urban City Services bus. So they put the city bus out at the exact same time that the Urban City Services school bus is out there. And that bus, of course, was put out there because the city wasn't putting a bus out at all. The city needed to coordinate with the Urban City Services and St. Louis Winter Outreach, as Pastor said, to find the best time for the bus. Not put it out at the same time. I mean, there is some coordination would have helped and just made it more effective. Just call. Just get on the telephone and just call the people who are out there doing the job and say, hey, what would be the most benefit? For example, like I said, I think the city bus needs to be out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon because it's single digits. Well, if they had talked to somebody and if they had communicated, they might have been able to arrive at that conclusion. They might have been told, if they had talked to Andre or Audra or Mike Avery or any one of those guys, they probably would have told them, well, why don't you put it out 11 in the afternoon and just keep it going on through the night, on through, 10 o'clock at night. How about that? But if they had called people, but instead the city just came up with a plan, put the bus out there, and that was it without any consultation. So we're not getting the most effect from what the city is doing. My job is to call it the way I see it. My job is not just to say, hey, I've been telling the city to put out a warm-up bus for 2 months. The city finally put out that bus. I'm going to do a victory lap and say, yay, look at what I did. No, I'm not like that, because I look at the results and I don't see the results that we should have gotten from Mayor Tashara Jones putting this bus out More could have been done. It should have been done more effectively. So, but it's still not too late. They can still call. Just call on the telephone. Talk to Andre Cole. Talk to Mike Avery. Talk to Audrey Yomas and say, guys, what do you think? It's not too late. It's still going to get cold, but certainly we can do this in a better way. So I hope that will happen. Obviously, Pastor, this is a time that is most dangerous for the homeless, right? Especially if we see what happened this morning.
Right.
The woman passing away.
We definitely know that this is a critical time and that what happened to her could happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone that is out in these, left out in those elements for any length of time. That's why it's important that we make sure and ensure that there is enough space throughout the city, not just downtown, not just North City, South City as well, that all of those places have space, that their outreach and individuals are sent to a place that they can have shelter. It's important to have shelter in other areas, and so we need it in South City as well. And they don't want to go too far away from where they are or their place of confidence. We need it to be in their vicinity as well. So I really am grateful again for those that you mentioned that work together to help to make this happen every single day. Even we have people that come through. That's why it's important for you to do what you do. There are individuals that come through. We got a guy that's going to be moving out of the shelter. We're not just a Band-Aid, as
right, as
some people would
Jared
say.
Boyd, the mayor's chief of staff,
would say
called
that
the bus a Band-Aid.
they also have called shelters a Band-Aid, and that I've heard Ms. Cross from the mayor's office say that shelters were Band-Aids. No, we do our best to put individuals in housing and ensure that they have housing. We got an individual going into housing and was in need of furniture. Got a guy that's watching on here right now, Demetrius Jones, who owns his own construction company. He's helping us out here in the shelter. He has put the word out there and has rallied individuals together so that we can furnish this individual's house that they're going to be able to move out of the shelter into. He's making that happen for us. It takes everybody. It takes the entire community to continue to make great things like this happen.
And you're going to be here throughout the rest of the week.
Throughout the week, we know that at least until the temperatures get warmer, it looks like Friday, Saturday, we're going to be open 24 hours a day.
Pastor, thank you.
Before you go, Elliot,
Okay.
before you go,
All right.
we understand that today is a special day, and we wanted to say happy birthday to you.
Well,
Many of us here in this shelter, we appreciate everything that you do for us, and we wanted to just say happy birthday to you. We got a little something for you.
Well,
You're
thank
always
you.
giving
Let's
us something. So today we're going to celebrate Elliot
Well, thank
with some
you.
cupcakes and tell him happy birthday. Come on, everybody in the shelter. Can we say happy birthday, Elliot?
Happy birthday, Elliot. Well, thank you,
And we
guys.
appreciate every
it.
single
Thank
thing
you.
that you do. You help us out greatly, and we are grateful for all that you do for us.
Pastor, thank you. That's the best birthday wish I've gotten since my daughter called this morning. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I don't know about, but appreciate it. So, anyway, guys, it's been an eventful birthday. I've been out in the at the medical examiner's office in downtown, obviously reporting on the passing of the young lady and talking about that bus, and of course here because this is what the Lord put it on my heart to be out here. People said, I had a lot of people say, "What are you going to do what are you going to do on your birthday?" I said, "I'm going to be out with the homeless on my birthday," because that's how God has put it on my heart to celebrate it, to do. God has put it in my heart to do that and be with people that need a voice. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing what God has directed me to do, and enjoying every last second
And have
of
one
it.
cupcake.
I got a lot of cupcakes here. Thank you, guys. So, in any event, I'm going to stay on top of this, and please donate to this organization or others that you may want to help. There is Andre Cole's Urban City Services and Audra Humans St. Louis Winter Outreach. Those are a couple of other organizations. Larry Rice, New Life Evangelistic Center. I can't name everybody, but you guys get the idea. A very serious job is being done by all these people, and of course more. And it's made even more serious by the fact that the body of a homeless woman was found this morning near St. Louis City Hall, and that of course brings an increased urgency to this situation. And you can believe I am going to. Did you want to say something else, Pastor?
Just wanted to thank Sharon Newell, who is watching us.
1 second.
We wanted to
Go
thank
ahead.
Sharon Newell, who's watching right now, who gave, she went to the website and gave through PayPal. Thank you so much, Sharon. Your gift will go a long way. We are grateful and we appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate your help. So there we are, guys. It has been certainly an eventful day, and I got baptized on Sunday. My birthday is today, and I get to spend it with some great folks. So who can ask for anything more? And God is right in the mix, so that makes it complete. All right, I'm going to say on top of all this, that becomes even more important each and every day. My Facebook friends.